We have evidence that we went to the moon. One of these pieces of evidence is the lunar rocks, the lunar materials, which were brought back by the Americans. The 6 Apollo missions brought back about 300 kgs of lunar material. Half was kept by NASA, and the other half was distributed to many laboratories all over the world for analysis. And these materials and their properties don't exist on Earth. So we know it comes from the moon, and it teaches us a lot about the history of the moon. Not only the Americans, the Soviets also brought back materials. The Soviets couldn't send astronauts, cosmonauts to the moon, but they sent probes that returned to Earth, probes that took small samples. In total, I think it's a few hundred grams, not even a kilogram, it's very little, but those were the capabilities they had at the time. But in any case, the Soviets also brought some back. So we have evidence, and now the latest ones were the Chinese, actually. In recent years, they have sent probes that also brought back lunar materials. So we know that the Americans sent astronauts to the moon. There's no doubt about that.
So to get back to our question, we were talking about the technology needed to be able to go to other celestial bodies. So right now, actually, in fact, almost all of the rockets we use rely on the principle of action-reaction with propellant, sometimes liquid, sometimes solid, which is the fuel for rockets. So we've seen that these technologies are still quite limited. They allow us to go to the moon and possibly to other planets in the solar system, but we're still a bit limited when it comes to going beyond that.
We're very limited. We can't go that way. But even with the technologies we could imagine, because the fission of uranium, plutonium, and even the fusion of light elements, the isotopes of hydrogen and helium, are much more efficient, that's for sure.